My name is Robert Idziak, and I represent Sigfox, which is a network enabler of the Internet of Things. But first, let's start with the things in itself. And I would like to ask you to imagine what business benefits we can have if we allow things to talk to us. I mean here to report position, to report what they sense, to report where they are. So basically, you'll tell me then, come on, that's nothing new.
I'm going fast.
We know that.
Yeah?
But I'm not talking here about thousands of objects. I'm talking here about millions of objects, about millions and millions of objects. And because of that, it's really necessary to have very simple, low expensive, and global, and together, very low consuming energy way of transmitting data. And that's exactly what are Sigfox foundations. This is very low expensive, organized to consume battery at extremely low level. So what does it mean? It means that we can have multiple use cases across all over the world and all over the industries. We see in our company that there are use cases from government to agriculture, use cases from utilities to other technologies. So how it works? In fact, very simple. Data is being transmitted from the device to the network and then accessed from the network through the cloud, through the Sigfox cloud. But what is very important, Sigfox is cooperating with the whole end-to-end ecosystem, supporting chip manufacturers, supporting module makers, supporting device makers, and supporting as well cloud providers in order to put it all together and make the end-to-end solutions available. Where we are right now, so the network exists already in more than 30 countries all over the world, with a plan to enter next 30 countries until the end of next year. What does it mean for us here? In Poland, we plan to implement the network, but for that, we need Polish companies, Polish partners, because we are not corporation. We are not a very big company, and we need local presence to make it successful. So we are going to build a network together with Polish companies and then make IoT revolution happen in CE and in Poland. Thank you very much.
Wait for the music. Boom.
So, Robert, I understand that Sigfox raised more than 300 million euros, and then there's an undisclosed round that happened this month. That's a lot of money to pay back from an exit. You know, if it's a one-time liquidation preference, you got to pay all that money back. How do you see revenues for Sigfox in, say, 2 or 3 years' time?
Yeah. So our logic is to generate revenue from connectivity. So connectivity means the first network has to be in place. Then together with the network when it's being built, we also discuss with our partners and with the end customers in order to build proof of concepts and proof of values on each and every local market. So main revenue source of Sigfox is revenue share from connectivity services that comes in time. So I exactly understand what you're saying because this is tricky part. Because first we need to spend money and then wait for the revenue, which is like a bit later. So that's the tricky part, and the funding is partially about that. However, locally, we cooperate with local partners that support us, that we do not invest in each and every country to build a network, because that would require not 300 million, but lots and lots of more of money.
And what is the #1 application that you see coming onto the network first? Like I told you, I invested in IoTerra,
Yeah.
and so we had pet tracking and husband tracking or whatever. What do you see? Parking spaces? Who's going to pay first to get access to this long battery life ideal?
There are so many applications that I will mention only one, that we can see that Sigfox is perfectly suited for backup connectivity to other primary technologies. So across all our use cases, I would mention, to mention only one, I would mention backup connectivity to other M2M or other machine-to-machine technologies.
So that's like alarm systems or security or...
Good example. This is a very good example and a very big topic in Western countries in Europe.
Alrighty. Thank you, Sigfox. That's all
Thank
the
you.
time we have.